Okay, Chad, so the Prius has always kind of been one of the places that Toyota has brought a lot of new technology to the product lineup, and this screen definitely seems to be moving in that direction. This is something we've never seen on a Prius or on a really on a Toyota product at all, is this nice big screen. It's like what, about 11 inches or so?
It's 11.6 inches, and it's actually the largest screen that Toyota's ever produced. And we did want to introduce it here on the Prius Prime, being that this is the prime of the Prius vehicles. And I think, you know, other than the pure size of the screen, there's a lot of great features about it. So one of the things is that there's a new menu system with this large screen. I can access the menu clusters from the menu over here, or as I prefer, I actually like to access the quick menu button, which is down here. And you can see as I cycle through these menu clusters, on the multi-information display on the right side, it actually shows me which icons I'm highlighting over, just for safety, to help me keep my eyesight on the road, so I don't have to look all the way down to the bottom of this large screen as I'm cycling through. So you can see some of the options we have here. We have our phone, Bluetooth pairing, calls. That's pretty straightforward. You have your destination here, and you can see there's 3 of what we call the most commonly used functions in each of these categories. And for destination, go home is obviously a very common one. I can just hit that and it will automatically enter into my navigation home and give me my turn-by-turn navigation. In addition to that, we have energy display. So on this info on the menu, we have a few different things here. One of them is your charge schedule. Charge schedule is a feature that allows you to take advantage of off-peak electrical rates. So I can set my charge schedule for departure, and here I have it set from Monday through Friday for a 4:30 departure. I'll be leaving pretty early, and it'll actually charge the vehicle depending on how much charge, how long it's going to need to fully charge it. It'll charge it in the hours leading up to that departure time, right? There's also some climate prep, so 10 minutes before the departure time, it'll also prep the cabin to the last climate setting I have. So just to prep the cabin for comfort and then to take advantage of off-peak electrical times.
And so does this charge schedule sync with the app that you guys have available as well?
Yeah, so on the Prius Prime Advanced, which we're in now, it actually syncs up with your app, so you are able to edit or change your charge scheduling from the app. So if I, for example, needed to leave earlier one day, I could remotely set that from my couch with my app. I didn't have to go in, come into the car, and change the charge schedule. So that's something you can easily do as well.
Okay.
Going back to the menu screen, we also have an energy screen. So this can actually be maximized to the full screen size, and we have a few different looks at it here, right? And for those of everybody that's familiar with Prius, you know, this just shows where the flow of energy is going in your vehicle. So nice screen there. In addition to that, let's move over to the app suite here. Oops. So your Entune app suite is, you have your normal standard Entune app suites. These 3 around here are actually customizable. So this is the only one where you can customize by reordering your apps. Let's say that I want Pandora to be in the top 3. I'll just move it right over here as I would reorder my apps. Hit OK, and then when I go around here, I can just hit Pandora like that, and it'll bring it up through my Entune app suite system here.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's handy.
And that can be done with all of the Entune app suite. Now on the Prius Prime Advanced, you also get additional apps. Those additional apps are actually mostly for remotely connecting, as we brought up with the remote charging schedule. So they're not going to show up specifically in your Entune app suite. They're more about connecting with your vehicle from afar. For example, the vehicle finder, or remote climate control, or accessing the eco dashboard scoring from the remote app as well.
Okay. And then we've got climate that can take up half the screen, radio that can take up half the screen, but you always have map available at the top, which is nice. And you can also make that full screen anytime you want.
Yeah, so there's a lot of slide up and down, you know, functionality with swiping, pinch zooming. But as you said, let's say I'm changing the radio station and I have my turn-by-turn navigation up. So the navigation turn-by-turn would be in this quadrant here, and as I'm messing with my radio station, I would be sure not to miss a turn, or just being able to have my map. It's always going to be on the upper half of the screen, and that's also to reduce the viewing angle looking away from the windshield. So keep it a little bit safer. We always try to keep that in mind at Toyota. So really one of the biggest benefits of the screen is just the pure size and the the ability to multitask with two different screens, kind of two different smaller size screens on this bigger screen, if you will.
And so this screen comes available on the premium model and the advanced model, correct?
That's correct, on the premium and advanced models.
And on the base model, which is the Prime Plus, is it a 7-inch screen? Which one is it?
Yeah, you'll get a 7-inch screen. It's actually the same system that's in some of our Prius liftback grades. It has onboard integrated navigation with Entune App Suite, just as this does. It's just that smaller screen. And you can see that actually this larger 11.6-inch screen, we've realigned some of the air vents to seamlessly integrate it into the existing Prius dash. So we did a pretty good job making sure that it looks like it fits well in this vehicle without taking away sight lines of different things.
Well, fantastic. Yeah. Well, I like the integration of the button options and the screen, for people who have different preferences. In my limited time, it's been a nice screen to use. So thanks for walking through us.
I think a lot of people will really enjoy the screen.
Well, it's a very impressive package, and I'd suggest everyone interested in the Prius to check out the Prius Prime when they're doing their shopping. Chad, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Really appreciate it. Again, I'm Danny Cooper from PriusChat.com. Look forward to seeing you on the forums on Prius Chat. Thanks a lot.